But I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. No. That's me.
Yeah,
that's my motto. I'm always keeping it.
People need to know.
Yeah, because, you know,
reality.
Nothing in life is all good. So I don't understand when people, because I've had people in the past say to me, oh, why are you saying that in your video? Are you trying to stop people from coming here? No. I'm just being honest.
They need to be armed and prepared. And I think that when we came, I don't think we were.
Yeah. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hey, I missed ya. Missed you all. My friend, she's gone now. So I'm back. Actually, I forgot that I need to do this with my microphone and it's going to be making hell of a noise. So I can't even use this. Ugh. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Aisha May. How are you doing? So you've never seen this background before. I'm at a whole new location. I haven't brought you guys here at all, actually. And I've wanted to. I just haven't had the opportunity just hadn't come up just yet. You know, they say when it's the right time, it's the right time. And yeah, so it just kind of worked out quite well at the minute. This is a really beautiful restaurant, and I'm really excited for you to meet the owner and for us to also just talk about certain things to do with Gambia and those type of things that you guys love. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to introduce her now. I still can't get over that we're wearing green.
That's so weird. And I had a choice. No, but the other outfit I was going to wear was actually going to be with green as well. And it was more this shade.
Yeah.
It was that mixed with brown.
That's mad.
And I was going to put that on, and I thought, no, I fancy wearing a dress today because every day I'm wearing trousers.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just put this on today.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just like, today I was like very decisive. I was like, yeah, I just feel like wearing this. That was it. Finish. There was no
the universe, the energy.
This is nuts. I believe it. Anyway. Okay, so let me just get my questions out as well so that I'm a bit more prepared. They're just like to do with like moving here, working and opening your business here and that kind of stuff.
No problem.
Because people really like hearing about that type of stuff.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Especially if they're thinking about relocating or whatever. So I understand that.
Exactly.
But I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. No. That's me. That's my motto. I'm always keeping it.
People need to know.
Yeah, because, you know,
reality.
Nothing in life is all good. So I don't understand when people, because I've had people in the past say to me, oh, why are you saying that in your video? Are you trying to stop people from coming here? No. I'm just being honest.
They need to be armed and prepared. And I think that when we came, I don't think we were. The YouTubers that were YouTubing were like not really painting the full picture. And there's a misconception. A lot of people came and it was like, hold on a minute. It's not what we were told.
What I'm saying.
So I'd rather be honest.
Exactly. And then we're all adults. We're all big people. You can make up your mind. If you want to stay somewhere, you stay. If you don't, then you don't.
Exactly.
Like,
agreed.
Anyway, I can't stand that. It irritates me.
Oh, I like these, by the way.
Oh, gorgeous. Thanks. They're so old. I got them from ages ago. I wear them all the time.
I can see why.
Okay. All right. So, Natasha, please, could you introduce yourself?
Okay. I'm Natasha, and I have a business in the Gambia.
Yeah.
I would say it's a unique business for Gambia.
Yeah.
It's called Vibrations Kitchen.
Yeah.
And we specialize in plant-based food.
Yeah.
And we've been operating now for 3 years.
I'm so happy.
For 3 years.
Yeah.
2 years in another location.
Yeah.
Where we're sort of finding our feet. And then we've just recently moved to a new location in a better area, I feel, for our business.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. And kind of that's what I do.
Yeah. So initially, I actually met Natasha via my previous client, and that's when you were first opening your shop, and this was in Madiba Mall in Bruford.
Yes.
But I remember you saying beforehand that you had already been running your business, but you were doing it at home.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and then you had opened up your shop.
Yes.
And I've been saying to Natasha for ages, I'm coming. And I hate saying that and that I haven't, because I don't like saying that to people and not doing it.
Yeah.
It's just, for me, it's been a lot of like financial things, like up and down. Do you know what I mean?
All in good time.
And then like I'm able to do certain things sometimes, like, and it's just like, Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
what
what
happened.
Yeah. But I've had one of your juices and they're really, really gorgeous. And the thing is, I do like plant-based food. I'm one of these people I like a variety of different foods.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, my dad has called me English since the day I was born because I've never been very much into like heavy Jamaican food or heavy.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah,
Even though I grew up in a Jamaican, my grandmother in a Jamaican household, but I like a mixture of different things.
Yeah, I love that.
So yeah, I appreciate some Jamaican food, and then I appreciate other. I like to try other foods as well. So, mixture of stuff.
I don't care. You can call me English all you want. I don't care.
You like what you like.
Basically. Yeah. So now, you have now moved to Former Dream Park.
Yes.
So Former Dream Park, guys. Actually, the video I just did before this. No, I've got a vlog before this, but before that one, the one I did for Food Fest is at the same location. You'll probably see it actually in the background of that video. And it's literally next to, they call it Pokoloko Junction.
Yes.
So basically it's very easy to find, super easy to find. If you do come here and you want to come, because obviously we're going to talk more about the restaurant and the business in general. If you do want to come, and you have a taxi driver, just tell them to go to Former Dream Park or sometimes Duplex Junction, and then they understand that and they'll know where it is, yeah? Okay, cool. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, so I suppose you already did a bit of background about yourself because that's the first thing I was going to say anyway. So where are you originally from?
Well, from the UK. I was born and raised in the UK, from Jamaican parents.
Yeah.
And spent my whole life in London.
Yeah.
And just had a pretty normal childhood, schooling and everything. And then I got to the point where I thought, you know what? I always wanted to live abroad, but I thought maybe it would happen when I'm retired.
Right,
because I'm thinking I don't have enough money, the usual stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it fast tracked for me and a lot of other people during like COVID and stuff.
Trust me.
When I started to really, I think I had a lot more time off of work.
Yeah.
And I was working from home, and it just made me have more time to breathe and to think, and thinking, is this really what I want for my life? You know, I started to do a lot of self-reflection, and then I decided that, you know what, I need to explore, and even though I like to travel anyway, I just thought, this is not for me. I can't do this anymore.
Trust me.
Just came to that quick it's just really weird. Just this really quick realization that I need to go. Yeah. And then I started looking into Gambia and stuff like that, and it's kind of how I ended up here. But pretty normal UK childhood with Jamaican parents. That's pretty much my background.
Which part of London were you in London?
Yeah.
Which part of London were you?
North London.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, North London.
It's like, South London.
Too many South Londoners here. I lived in North London.
Oh, okay.
For all of my life, actually,
Oh, okay, cool. I don't really know. I know bits about North London, but not much.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in South London, it seems so far to go to, and vice versa.
But mind you, I did spend a lot of my time in South London. I have got a lot of friends that live in South London because I worked in South London for a while.
Okay.
And I've got a lot of friends that side as well. So,
nice.
Brixton. Yeah. But so I'm quite familiar with South London as well.
I feel like Brixton's always has an honourable mention.
Yes.
Like for most people, they have some kind of, I don't know, affiliation with it.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, it's changed so much as well.
Yeah, oh my God, it's totally different.
I went there before I left because I hadn't gone there for years, and for maybe for about 2 years, I didn't really travel that side. Yeah. But then when I went back there, I was so shocked.
Yes, different.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is not what
It's
just in those 2 years, it just, wow.
Do you know Clapham?
Yes.
Clapham's changed a lot as well. Battersea, Clapham's changed so much as well. Gosh. Because that's where my grandparents moved to when they came from Jamaica. Right. So I know it more from when I was younger. And then that's where I was working. Because now it's like, it's got all these it's basically like a posh white area now. It's so different.
It's very gentrified.
Yeah.
Just like, because I grew up in Tottenham. Yeah. And Tottenham became gentrified. Yeah. So I saw it happen before my own eyes, and then I saw it happen in Brixton as well. So.
It's nuts, because even Thornheath, I feel like it's changing, and that's where I actually grew up as well. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so why did you choose to move to Gambia specifically?
I think it was a bit of it was a spiritual thing, I think.
That's
only
what
way that's only way I can describe it really. Because it was never on my radar.
I get that.
Ever. It wasn't ever anywhere I'll be thinking of moving to or anything. It just came up during that same period of time.
Yeah.
And I just started to look into it a bit more, and I was like, okay, it's interesting. And there were YouTubers obviously vlogging about Gambia.
Yeah.
And I just, as soon as I heard it, it's like something clicked. I don't know. It felt very familiar for some reason. And then something clicked, and I was like, I couldn't stop researching about Gambia. And initially, like, my husband wasn't on board. He was like, Gambia, I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. And then once I started showing him a few videos and stuff, and then he got hooked. He was like, every day. It's like we were arguing about, don't watch this video until I get home.
Oh, wow.
And then he started watching it, and then he was like, yeah, we need to go. So initially we were going to come with our children. But then our children later on decided it wasn't for them. And then they wanted to stay in the UK, which is fine. They live together. And then we decided to make the transition. But it was more, I think, initially like a spiritual thing, which is hard to explain.
No, but I get that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know obviously I moved here. It was more like my parents were here and I kind of moved. But there's so many people I've spoken to that have been drawn to Gambia despite the things that get on your last nerve.
Yes.
They just feel like there's just this gravitational pull. You're not the only person that has said that. And I was even thinking about it, I think it was last night, and I was like, what is it?
What is it? Yeah.
There is something.
Definitely. I feel that it was that. I feel it was a mixture of the whole COVID thing. I think at the time, just prior to coming here, a few years before, I was working in banking for like 17 years.
Okay.
And then I wanted to take redundancy came. I just wanted to leave banking because things had changed so much. And then I took my redundancy a couple of years, like 2017.
Okay.
And then I was kind of like, I don't know what I want to do. I felt like I didn't have something. So I spent my whole life kind of developing a career. And then now I'm like, okay, what do I do? So I was kind of doing odd little jobs here and there. And then I think that kind of was, I think the universe was kind of preparing me for the transition because I didn't have like a stable job. So that was taken away. Or I decided that I wanted to leave. And I think that helped me because had I been still working, I probably would be thinking, oh my gosh, I have this job, I have this, I have that. But then I didn't have that commitment anymore. So it freed me up. I was just doing like odd jobs here and there, working for agencies and stuff like that, doing things. So I felt like I was free. So I think that helped me to make that decision a lot easier. And it gave me time that I needed during that period from like 2020, 2021. Working from home and stuff like that. It gave me more time to actually think, because before that my job was so stressful.
That's the thing.
That I didn't actually have time for myself to even think about what it is that I wanted for myself. So I think being away from that just helped me. And then, and then we as a couple decided, we want to move. We just thought the stress in England, all we're doing is working and paying bills. And you're not actually progressing, you're not having a quality of life. You don't have access to that. I know we take it for granted because I can't tell the last time I've been to the beach, but it is accessible.
Exactly.
And the weather, that all helps. So we always wanted to go and live in a warmer environment anyway, but we just didn't know where we were going to go. So I guess that was part of it. And also we looked at, how easy it would be in terms of business, setting up. And I just think there are things in Gambia that are a lot easier to do here as opposed to other African countries.
It's true.
It's a lot easier. So that was kind of some of the reasoning why we decided to come here. But we never visited, we just came.
Oh wow. But actually, I'm saying oh wow, like I've never done that before. It's funny because I forget certain things that I've done in my life. I blatantly packed up and left the UK and went to Italy. And I was working as an au pair. I was an old au pair, I was like 28. Wow. And I had never been to Italy before.
Gosh.
And I was just like, I just want different. I just wanted to do something different.
Good for you.
So I've done that before. So I can't even be like, what? Oh my gosh.
So it was very interesting. People think you're crazy. But
no, but you know what? I'm so high on trusting my gut. and going with my instinct and seeing what the universe has got there for you and how it's kind of making the pathway for you to go. And if it just looks like it's easy, it's like, well, why not?
Yeah, and I think, like you said, it will just, the universe will tell you, if you're making the right decision, with your gut as well. Yeah. And when things just start to open up for you, and everything just starts to run smoothly, you're like, well, we're supposed to have doing this.
Exactly.
Yeah. And everything just kind of went through for us. Everything happened how we wanted it to happen,
and that's another thing, because when you're saying about you finally had the time to actually think, because I feel like the system that they built in a lot of Western countries, they don't give you that time to actually sit and think and know who you are.
That's right.
So that you can go and do things that you actually want to do in your life, rather than having to do things you feel you have to do because you need money, because you've got your family, because this and this and this and that, you know? So like literally, I feel like that time during COVID, I think it really did open up a lot of people's minds.
Definitely, you know? I agree. I think a lot, just that breathing space we need to, just because you just don't get time. You're constantly thinking about how you're going to pay your bill, you know, how you're going to do this. If you have children, then you've got that added pressure as well. And then you have the work pressure, you know, depending on what type of work you do, you have that pressure. So you just don't have time for yourself.
It's true. It's very true. So, I think there's a lot of people around that time that just decided to up and leave, or if they were already in certain countries, they just decided to stay. Like, I don't actually want to go back.
Have to.
Like, why?
And people found other ways that they could just open up people's minds to other options, because people think, oh, I have to stay in the UK. But then people found it during that time that they could work remotely. You know, there's other opportunities out there, and people just started to think, well, actually, do I need to really be here? Be somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, not knocking anybody that wants to stay and is quite happily staying there. I'm not even knocking that at all. Yeah. But it probably just, maybe you just found out that, oh, actually, I'm really good at art. I want to do artwork.
Exactly.
Like, or I really enjoy singing, or just something. You know, it brings back, it kind of brings you back to that childhood in you where you kind of were like, oh, but I really like this and I really like that. Why can't I do that instead? Yeah. You know,
so it takes so much time to get to that point. Yeah. Because it took me a long time to kind of realize, what is it that what do I really want to do? It sounds crazy, but who are you?
No, I don't think that sounds crazy.
Who you are as a person. It's like, who am I? Because I'm just existing. You know, I'm just existing. I'm just operating within these parameters. Yeah. And, you know, if you're working for a company, this is the face that I put on when I go to work every day. But it's like, who am I actually underneath all of that? So that when you come to places like here, that's when you get to explore all of that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I believe that too. I definitely believe that. Okay, so next question. So let's go into a bit more what you currently do. I suppose we went into the plant-based. So were you already plant-based before?
Yes. Yeah.
And how long have you been plant-based?
About 8 years now.
Oh, wow.
So like initially when I started probably around, I think like 2012 maybe.
Right, okay.
That was like when my grandmother died. Nice. And I grew up with my grandparents, so we were very close. Yeah. And then my grandmother died from colon cancer. Oh. And then sometimes with colon cancer, it can be hereditary. And can, you know, run in the family kind of thing. So I think it started me thinking about health a lot more. Yeah. I wasn't unhealthy. Yeah. But I just ate what I wanted, really. I didn't really, you know, I kind of I liked healthy things. Yes. But it wasn't at the forefront of my mind like that. But I just think when that happened, I put things into more perspective. Right. And I started to think, okay, you know, what are the reasons behind colon cancer? What contributes to that? And is there anything I can do to change my eating habits that would help me? And then when I did start the journey, I started it and then I kind of kept going back and forth. Yeah, back and forth.
Yeah, it's hard though. It can be hard.
Yeah, it's challenging at times. And then I kind of felt the difference in my body. Right. And I thought, okay. I'm a firm believer in that. I don't advocate for everybody to do plant-based because I know some vegan people think differently. I think we have a different mindset, but I think people need to eat according to how they feel.
That's
and
what I
works
believe.
best for them.
I believe that
and
too.
we tell that to our customers. What works, you go with what your body tells you. Right. And I know that the way that I eat works well for me. So that's why I do it. It doesn't work well for everybody. So that's kind of how we started. So I'd say about 8 years. And we were plant-based, like in the UK. We used to eat a lot of plant-based restaurants there. And that's kind of how the journey started for us. And that was my reasoning for starting the plant-based journey, was that initial thing with my grandmother. And then I always used to watch a lot of holistic videos anyway, Dr. Sebi, the usual people, you know, but I always thought, is it for me? I don't know. And that's why I kept going back and forth with it.
It's a difficult decision to make.
And then eventually I thought, you know what? This works. It works well for my system. I can feel the difference in my body.
That's good.
And that's why I decided to kind of stick with it.
So that's what you currently do. This is your main source of income, you would say?
At the moment. I mean, there's other little things that we're tapping into, but this is what we're focusing on for now. My husband did have another business, but he decided, you know, to not do that anymore.
Okay.
A couple of challenges, but he decided not to go ahead with that anymore. And then he came, because initially it was just myself. He had his business and then I was doing this, but I started just doing it as a pastime, really. I didn't really take it that seriously.
I understand that.
I had anything to do, so I wasn't planning to do it on a serious level. I didn't think I was going to end up in this position. So it was initially just something that came out of a need. So when my husband and his business partner had their business, they couldn't get food where they were, and then I used to take food for them because I was just at home, just chilling out. So I used to take food for them to the office, and then other people would try it. And then they said, "Oh, do you know what? You should do this from home." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know about this thing." Like, you know, sometimes you think one or two people saying your food's good, you think,
is that enough?
Is that enough? I mean, to take it out to the masses. I was like, okay, well, I did a little flyer, and then I just decided to do a few things from home. I put it out there. People posted it in a few groups, and then people started to call me, and I was like, okay. And then started to get some orders. And then I used to like deliver or have collection points. People would come and pick up their food. And the people that I've been coming for years and years, they used to come to my home and collect at the time. And that's how it started.
I love
it was
that.
Like, it wasn't
so
something
natural, so authentic.
I was not thinking about. It was mentioned to me a few times and I kept brushing it off, and I was like, cooking? I was like, I'm doing that nonsense. And then I thought, when my husband suggested it, I thought, you're just saying that because you want me to cook every day. And I kept it. And then when people started calling me, I thought, actually, this could be something. But at that point, I still wasn't thinking of it on that level. I was just still thinking, I'll cook from home, I'll find something else to do while I'm here. And I kind of wanted to have more of a passive income kind of thing, as opposed to actually
physically
grinding.
having to
I wanted to do something like that, but you know, it was born out of a need. I would say that there was a gap in the market that no one was tapping into. And I think people's perception about doing a plant-based business, which quite rightly, there are challenges being here, and I think maybe the thought process for a lot of business owners was that maybe the market isn't big enough. There's a lot of different things I think people would think, why would they do a plant-based business? But for us, it's also about passion. So you have to be passionate about what you do.
It's true.
So, and it's also a lifestyle. So for us, it wasn't just a business. Do you understand what I mean? It's more about the passion behind it, the lifestyle that we live, and the fact that it grew organically as well.
I feel like to be passionate about a business, that is the best way for it to evolve 100%. In the first place. Because otherwise, because you're going to be doing it the majority of your time. So, you know, you need to have that drive.
Definitely.
Personally, that's what I believe anyway.
Definitely.
But I love that. I love that it was so organic.
Very.
I love that it was so organic. So have you found that there is a market for it?
Oh, 100%. So initially, that's why I thought, when it was mentioned to me about doing it, I thought, let me try from home and just kind of see. I was just thinking, people are not, I may get one or two people, but and then it just became a thing. Like, I'd limit the time that I would do it. So do it between a certain period every day.
Yeah.
And then I'd have a couple of days where I wasn't doing it.
Yeah, I remember.
So I'd have a cut-off point at the day, and then the rest of the day I could do what I want, go to the beach, whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then it started to get a bit much with the deliveries. So then we decided, okay, well, maybe let's do a takeout.
Yeah.
So we looked around, and I used to always go into Mediba Mall anyway, because I used to go and take food for people in there.
Yeah.
And then I just looked around and I thought, you know, I like the space.
Yeah.
And it was close to home, and I thought, okay, well, let's just do a takeout. So we opened like a small takeout. And then initially it was we just thought people just come in, grab and go. That's it. That was the concept. But then people wanted to have a whole sit down and eat, and we were like, oh my gosh, we have to get tables and chairs. And the whole idea that we had just went out the window.
People were like, no, actually,
we want to sit.
We want to sit down. And then I've seen people, they've also like booked the area for birthdays. And so it just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
I was like, what are we going to do? People, it's just crazy. So then we just got some tables and chairs. We thought, okay, people can sit down. And then we just accommodated, even though the space was small, we just accommodated people if they wanted to come for their birthday or whatever. It was nice. It was a nice vibe. I really appreciated that space. And we were there for like 2 years. And then I wasn't thinking about moving straight away. I think what happened was we did some food festivals. We did a couple of food festivals. And we were getting a lot of feedback from people.
Right.
That's what kind of pushed the idea.
Okay.
So when we did the last food festival in Fajara, a lot of the people were saying, oh gosh, you need to be you're in Bruford, it's too far.
Oh,
and even though you're thinking
it's not really far, it's only down the road, but
I get it.
I get it.
If you're gonna you're gonna drive past a whole load of restaurants. It is a bit out of the way. So people kept saying, it's too far. Why don't you move somewhere central? And it just kept coming and coming and coming.
Oh wow.
And then one of my friends who owns Imani's, Crystal, she's also a customer. She kept saying, she moved here and she was like, Tash, you really need to move to Dream Park. And I was like, whatever, I ain't moving. And she kept saying it. She's like, no, you need to move. And I'm going to find out about space.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, do you?
Go and find the space. And I was like, oh, whatever, it's going to happen. So she made some inquiries, and then she was like, I think there's a space. And I was like, really?
Wow.
And then, then I just took it up and I made an inquiry. And everything just
fell into place.
And I was like, well, I'm not actually thinking about moving, but I guess I'm getting the messages that I need to move.
I love it.
And I kept getting it. You know, people saying, oh, you need to move, you need to move the location, blah, 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 blah. I kept getting it all the time. And I thought, okay, now I need to listen. So, that's how it came about. And then we decided, and then customers also wanted to have a dining experience. Right. They kept saying the thing that they feel they want to have is a dining experience as well. Right. So we took all of that feedback on board, and then we thought, okay, let's make a transition, which was a bit scary because, you know, that was our little safety net. I was in my little bubble. And then also another thing that helped us as well was the YouTube video we did with Ghana. He's a big Gambian YouTuber, and we kind of stumbled across him through a customer. He came in, and then and then he did a video with us, and that kind of pushed us out there a lot as well. But that's kind of like how we.
I think that's beautiful. I love it.
There to this location. So so in terms of the question you asked about the customer base, we definitely found there was a need through home, from doing it from home. We established a small customer base, and then when we moved to Bruford, we established another customer base. And then we did maybe about 2 YouTube videos. The first one we did with Melanated Mr. Mosley. The second one we did with Ghana, which went big. And then that kind of blew up from there. But then a lot of our customers are from word of mouth. Initially at Bruford, we didn't do any marketing. We didn't focus on marketing. We didn't really posted a few videos here and there, but we didn't actually focus on marketing that much. It was literally people just telling other people about it. And it just grew like that.
Authenticity.
That's how it grew.
I love it so much. Yeah. I didn't even know that part as to how you went from there to here. I just thought you just wanted a bigger space. I just didn't.
No, I mean, initially we were actually going to stay where we were. Yeah. We actually thought about maybe just getting a bigger space in that.
Oh, in Medieval Mall.
Mall. Yeah. But then when we kept hearing people saying about the location, we started to think, okay, so maybe we need to think about the location. Maybe we need to move it so we're more accessible to people. And then obviously tourists as well. There were a lot of tourists that are vegetarian or vegan. Only if they're not. 90% of our customers are not vegan anyway.
Just try it. That's because it's good. It's nice. Do you know, my friend, who you would have seen in my last vlog, by the way. And then you sort of met my friend Lucy, my white Lucy. I've got black Lucy and white Lucy. So because she's plant-based, she was vegan, but now she's kind of vegetarian. And because I had told her about here from when she came last time. But I think just when we weren't passing that way, we just didn't end up going there. And then this time round, because we went to Food Fest, and I said to her, I'm not sure if they're going to have a lot of vegetarian stuff in there. I don't know. And then she was like, okay. And then she said, you know what? Let me just come in here. I said, cool. She's like, Aisha, the food is so good. And she's not your typical white girl. She likes flavors. She's not a salt and pepper chick. Sorry, no disrespect. But some of you lot don't like no seasoning or no chili. She's not one of them ones. She likes her flavors. She likes her flavors. Good. So she really enjoyed it. She enjoyed it. She really enjoyed it. And I have had, despite I've had the juice, but I've also had cake. I love desserts.
Yeah, me too.
I love desserts. And then even myself, I do make like plant-based type of desserts as well. Nice. Sometimes. Not saying anything about it. I just like that type of thing anyway. I've always been quite broad. So, you know, I always like to try something new.
It's nice.
Yeah, because I loved, what was it? I had this, I think it was the sea moss. Yeah, the sea moss blueberry.
Oh,
juice.
That's nice, that one.
That is really nice.
It's lovely. Really refreshing
nice.
as well.
Yeah. So good. I really enjoyed that. Really liked it.
Good.
Okay, let's see. Gosh, I feel like I've got so many questions. No, it's fine. Okay, what has been your experience? Because one thing I like is, because I said to Tasha, I kind of wanted her business or anyone's to have been here for a little bit, because in the past, I got kind of quite excited. I was quite excitable, you know, just moved here and, you know, was really excited to see people moving from other countries and opening up business and stuff. And I still think that's really beautiful. I don't have any issues with it. But what I had done in the past was I'll get so excited, do a video, and then within a year or less than, the business is gone. So it's just like, okay, I just want people, give them the little breathing space. Let them, you know, really experience what Gambia is like, because we all had that rose-tinted view when we first kind of come. So I just wanted you to kind of dig your heels in, just like I have, you know. And then it's like, okay, yeah, you've been here for a while, it's good. We can do the video. We can do a video now, because like you've been here for a while, so you proper know. And I just feel like those people that have literally stuck it out in certain businesses, they really know what you know. It's not easy.
No, it's not.
It's not easy. So so the question is, what has been your experience here when you first moved here compared to now?
Okay. I think when we came definitely, like you said, with rose-tinted spectacles on. And we were like, oh my God, you know, like you just see these people on YouTube and you're like, getting excited. And then you feel like, oh, we're going to be one big happy family when we get here. And just, that whole mindset, crazy mindset.
That's what everybody is doing. I remember thinking the same thing.
Yeah, we did. We had that kind of view, and like, we're gonna come together. People are gonna do things. We had that whole community. I'm not saying the community doesn't exist.
But it's not
in the way that I thought it was gonna be.
Same.
So we had that kind of mindset when we came. We knew there were going to be challenges, but I don't think we anticipated the number of challenges. We didn't anticipate that. And because we hadn't visited, we just came. If I were to do it again, I think I would have visited. And I would advise people to visit first.
That's what I think.
Before, not just jump in and go in like we did. So my view when I came was more about this rose tinted thing, you know, everyone coming together kind of thing, and everything just being easy, because that's when I think what we did wrong. I wouldn't say wrong. It's just we didn't. Probably could have done a little bit better, maybe in terms of research. I think we relied on other people's experiences, which I would say probably I would change that.
Yeah,
so I think if I could do it again, I wouldn't just rely on solely on that. But I guess I did that because if it were me giving advice to people, then I would give it truthfully and honestly. And I didn't always, now with hindsight, I don't always feel, please excuse the phone in the background.
Sorry, do you need to answer?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I don't always feel now that a lot of YouTubers actually give an honest perspective. And I think at the time I just believed
the hype,
everything that was being said. Whereas now I'm like, okay, now I'm here. Actually. So I think for us, that was, we kind of, we went along with that narrative a lot. And now we're here. How has it changed for us? I would say, there's a lot, some of the challenges we didn't anticipate. And that's not just even in business, it's just on a personal level. Rentals, renting homes, buying land, like whatever, property. There's so many different things you need to think about. Even like I had some customers the other day, we had a conversation and they were struggling with like workmen, men coming to do electricals and plumbing and we were laughing about it because we were like, well, this is what it is like. Because they're new to it. And I was like, I understand the frustration, but I can actually laugh about it now. Whereas before, I'm not saying it doesn't irritate me, but it doesn't irritate me as much. Because I'm like, there are some things that I need to work on. And even as a community, I can speak generally speaking. I think when we come here, we just have an expectation of things being done so quickly and moving at this pace that's just completely unnatural. So I think there are things that we can learn and we need to kind of have a bit more patience, exercise a lot more patience and understand that things do move a little bit slower. And okay, if it doesn't get done today, then I mean,
there's still tomorrow.
What's the worst that's going to happen? So we've learned from those experiences and there's things that still frustrate us. I think that's natural. But I think when we came, I think the biggest thing for us was this whole thing of that rose tinted thing. We had to just remove that and we're like, actually no, the reality is this. And now we're like, there are challenges. We still like being here, otherwise we won't be here.
For real.
And there are challenges, but I feel like the challenges here I can deal with more than where I'm coming from. And then I always have to put that into perspective all the time. So
I hear that because that's one thing I always say on my channel these days is don't even take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. Because one person's reality is the next person's lie, or one person's reality is the next person's perspective, or everything is all perspective.
100%.
And what I experience and then what you experience is completely different. So that's why I genuinely start, since like, I don't know, but I say it so often now, I'm like, just take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. This is my experience. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. This is whatever.
That's right.
But it doesn't mean it's going to be exactly the same for you.
No, not
because
at all.
that's what a lot of people do. They'll be like, oh, but this YouTuber, blah, 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 or they take everything gospel, like where at the end of the day, I say this all the time, everybody comes out the same way, right? It don't matter what your title in life is. It's a title. Even if you're the biggest newsreader, it's a title. You're still a person. So you can't take what anybody says as gospel.
That's right.
What you experience for yourself, that's your reality.
And you create it.
Exactly. You create everything for yourself.
There's experiences that I've seen other people experience, and it's not been our experience. Yes, we've had challenges, but if you look at the grand scheme of things, it hasn't been the worst. So there are a lot of positive things that have happened to us. A lot of people that we've met, great people. And you have to focus on those good things that happen in your life, and then you'll see more of that happen. If you're just focusing on negativity, then that's what you're going to experience. So I think once you have that mindset, you can live anywhere, because you can go to any country, be the greatest country in the world, but if you don't have the right mindset,
and you know, you're still going to have a negative experience.
So it's all about your mindset.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what it is for us. It's like, you know what? Yes, we do want to go and explore other places. Yeah. And that's fine. Who knows where the journey will take us? We don't know. We may be here, we may be somewhere else. But right now we're here. And we're just making the most of our time being here.
I like that because that's me too. I always say I'm not a tree.
Exactly.
If I feel like moving or going or doing something else, it is what it is.
Exactly.
You know, I think sometimes as well, and this is no disrespect to you guys, but I love you guys. But a lot of people kind of like, they have this perception, especially of YouTubers, of who they are and what they do, and they get upset when you do something different, or when you are something different, or when, you know, we're just people. At the end of the day, I just decided to pick up the camera and record. There's nothing special in that. Anybody can do that. Like, at the end of the day, even in acting or something, if you want anything, if you want to be a singer, you know, you just decide to be a singer. Someone is recording you. But at the end of the day, it's just like, try not to get too attached to people. Just, you know.
Do you know what it is, I think, as well? I think that a lot of, let me not say a lot of, but some YouTubers, they just put on a persona.
Yeah.
And I guess I think sometimes there are people out there that just want to see a persona. As opposed to a real person being real about life and themselves. So I think, unfortunately, you know, some of society, that's what they want to see.
And I've had that. I've had that
that's what they want to see. And when you're real, you'll get a backlash sometimes for just being your authentic self. Whereas people just prefer sometimes to see this, like, fake, like I say, fake,
which I find really
fake
weird.
Lifestyle, fake people. I just don't get it. I prefer to watch real people.
Same. I don't. That that's not me. Never. Whether you like what I say or not, like it just is what it is. If that's my truth at the time, that's my truth.
That's right.
Okay, so what has it been like as a business owner in the Gambia?
I think it's been mainly positive. I think moving to this area though, I think there's probably a lot more red tape being in a tourist location.
Right.
Whereas our previous location, it was just pretty straightforward. But I guess that's to be expected. You know, you're going to have a lot more tick box things that need to be ticked. Being in a location where you're servicing people that are coming from abroad and stuff like that. So I think one of the challenges I would say as a business, I found, I feel like as a business owner, if we could have maybe like some type of website or something, or like a one-stop shop that you can go to and you can see, right, this is a list of all the stuff that I need to have to set up my business. These are all the things that I need to have in place. Then it will just make it a lot easier because some of my other friends that have businesses, we've experienced the same thing, and they've said that as well. Like, if they could just go somewhere, right, this is what you need. I'm setting up a business, these are all the things that I need to have. But what I found is that you set up the business, you're thinking, okay, I'm pretty much got what I need. And then you're then getting authorities coming and saying, no, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this.
Do that,
And then sometimes when you're setting up a business, you need to watch your finances. And then you've got all these extra costs that add up. So I just think, like, that would be really helpful as a business owner to have things like that when you're first setting up. Thinking if there are any challenges you were saying.
No, just what your experience has been.
Just my experience. But my experience, I think it's been good. For the most part, owning this business, we've not really had any major difficulties. It's been pretty straightforward. But there's not a huge, like I said, in Gambia, there's not huge amounts of red tape. I just think it's more about knowing what it is that you need, and that's how my mind operates anyway. So if I'm doing something, I like to have a little bit of a structure. So I need to be able to see, okay, these are the things that I need to do. Whereas here, the information is not out there.
No, it's like
where do I go to find out what I need to? So those things I find a little bit frustrating. But other than that, I think you're pretty much left in peace. Once you've done what you need to do, you can just get on with your operating your business every day. You don't have like a lot of things to worry about as such.
I think the one thing I noticed when my previous client opened up Diamond, the authorities, they do like to authoritize.
Yeah, for sure.
And they like to come around with their little clipboard and act like, you know, you're doing something really wrong. You know, they can be quite presumptuous and say, you're not doing this, you need this, you need that, without asking you, do you have?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, which I just feel like you just need to relax a little bit.
Yeah, and just give people a little bit of a grace period. Especially if it's a new business. I think if they came in with the thing of, okay, right, you know, how long have you been in business, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
These are the things that you need to have.
Be a bit more helpful.
Give them a bit more, give people a bit of time to get themselves together. Because we all, you know, we're
new
not
to the
going
country.
anywhere.
Yeah, and you're new to the country, new to the system.
I just think that would be really helpful. And like you said, they just come around. We had, you know, they came around one day, like, you need to close your business.
Yeah, they can just.
I'm just like, well, just tell me what I need to have.
Exactly, and it's not that serious, relax.
You know, we're not running anywhere. So just tell us what we need. Find us here tomorrow or the next day. So I just think that could be a bit more helpful.
I think sometimes certain specific people in power, not everybody. They love their titles here in Gambia. I love it. So like when they have their little title and they feel very happy with their title, they want to. Their ego needs to be pushed onto you.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah.
I can see it. It's just in the way the interaction goes.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
Yeah, it's a lot. So
I don't like that, to be honest.
But other than that, I found business quite smooth.
Yeah.
Here, other than that, once you've set everything up.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's another challenge you could find sometimes is maybe just sourcing things, but maybe that's something else we might go into. But generally speaking, business wise, we've found it pretty easy. Yeah, pretty easy.
So to operate. Where do you source your?
A lot we find here, and what we're trying to do as a business is to try and source a lot of things from here as much as we can. Yeah. But then there are things that we do need, specific products that you can't find here that we may have to send over by shipping. Yeah. Sometimes we try and limit air freight because it's quite expensive. Yeah. But we try and ship a lot of stuff over. Okay. And then even if we've got people coming, we get them to bring stuff. Yeah. That's for us as well. So that's quite helpful. Yeah. But sourcing can be an issue here because with vegan food, it's not just the food itself; it's what goes into it. So the seasonings, you know, the products that the people don't see that helps the food to taste how it tastes. And some of them think they're not accessible here. What helps here is having a lot of the American stores that they have, because I find a lot of things there, so that really helps. And then I had someone who came the other day. I think they've got a new shop in Bruceby or somewhere like that. And they said they could. I spoke to the lady on the phone, and she said that she could. Potentially, I gave her a list of stuff and she said she can order them for me. Oh, nice. So I thought that was really nice. Yeah. And I think, you know, since I've been here over the years, I found more and more stuff here. Oh, that's so good. I will say that initially when we first started, things were just like, oh my gosh, where am I going to find this stuff? So I can definitely say over the last couple of years, you're finding more and more products here, which is great. Okay. But it is the most challenging part of the business is your product sourcing. Yeah, because a lot of things are seasonal as well, isn't it? That's seasonal, and you just have to be adaptable. Adaptable, flexible, and that's kind of how we run our menu. That's why we do our menu the way we do it, because it's doesn't function like every other restaurant. Yes, we function that way because we have to work with the seasons. We have to be adaptable. We may plan to do something on a particular day or week, and then it's like, hang on a minute, we can't get it. Yeah. So what we're gonna do? So I scratch that. Yeah. So scrap that one. Let's do. So we just want the business to flow in that way. Yeah. So it's just natural. Yeah. Just go with what we can do, and the customers get to understand it after a while. It seems weird at first for new people. Yeah. But after a while, once you come, you get to understand how it works. So I think that's the easiest way to be, especially in Gambia anyway. Yeah. And I think even just in general in Gambia, to be adaptable is something you need to be, because you can easily be sitting in a restaurant and then all of a sudden, woo, the electric goes off. Definitely. That's happened loads of times. Yeah, and you just sit there and you're in the dark for a second and then it comes back on again. Like, it's just normal. It's normal. But if you're not used to that and it's the first time you've been anywhere where you'll be like, what is going on? Like, I can imagine being in London, being in your house and all of a sudden the electric going off. People are going mad. No. It used to happen a lot when I was younger, but not so much. You know, in the UK, like, you know, in older years, like from my probably older teens to 20s, stopped having power cuts. So I can't tell the last, and the minute we would have one, I'd be on the phone to the electric company. What's going on? How quickly is this going? It's like, I don't have anyone to call in Gambia. What do I do?
There's no point. There's no point.
I've called now it before, and they're like, oh, sorry. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. The sorry is gonna make everything perfect. Oh dear. Okay. And do you feel that you are treated differently as a female business owner, or even just a female in general in Gambia?
Yeah, I do, because I don't play into it though. I don't. I'm aware of it, but I don't let it affect how I do anything. It doesn't, you know, make me lose any confidence or anything like that. Right. But I'm completely aware of it because of the religion, I think. I think that's, hopefully I can say that, but I think because of the religion, I think there's a, I'm just trying to find the right words for it, but I think there is like a
hierarchy. I think the men.
Yeah, that's it. That's the word. Yeah. It's a hierarchy. Yeah. That the female is lesser than. Yeah. And even when you're doing business, or you've got like, let's just use an example of like people come to do work in your establishment, then they would prefer to talk to my husband rather than speak to me. Or if I'm given an instruction, then you kind of sense that there's, you know, they don't really want to take that instruction. Right. They would rather communicate. And I've had instances where they would rather speak to him than they would speak to me. So I've seen a few times that's happened. But I just let it go over my head. I just think, okay, that's fine. But I think we're, in terms of just everyday business operation, is fine. But there are a few instances where, like, experiences that stood out where I can say, okay, I can see definitely, you know, there's a bit of that going on. Right. Yeah. Just sometimes I'm speaking to people, and if I'm speaking to a man, for example, a Muslim man, and then I'm deemed to be exerting a little bit of authority, then the response that I get can be a little bit, I've seen that a few times, I've experienced that a few times. But I just clocked on to something because I've been asked if I've had any issues like within business, and personally I haven't, but I think I know why now, because they don't see me with my partner, or they don't see me with a male figure there. So maybe that's why. So they're like, okay, well, she's just the boss then. Right. The male counterpart is not there. So that's maybe why they're listening to me, because there is nobody else. There's no male figure above me. So maybe if my partner was with me, like physically wherever we were, maybe they would try and do that same thing. Yeah. And I guess, actually, I think that's right. So if we're doing anything together, you'd probably see them more conversing with him rather than. So I've seen that with my parents. Speaking to me. Yeah, when they were building their house, I did see that with my parents. Yeah. But I haven't. Yeah. So okay, now. So I'm down on the totem pole. But the male isn't there. They're like, well, we just have to do it. We have to do it. We haven't got any choice. That's it. Yeah, so it does happen that way. Sometimes you can use it to your advantage. Like if I don't want to deal with the situation, I'll be like, yeah. So then sometimes I use it to my advantage. I've noticed it, but it doesn't bother me. Yeah. I thought it would bother me more, but it doesn't. And I'll still go ahead and speak to people. If they choose to not want to, that's up to them. But sometimes they'll have to speak to me. If he's not here or whatever, they'll have to. But I think that's probably one of the things that I've definitely noticed in here. And even just on a personal level, even outside of business, I still see that as well. I just don't let it get to me. I don't let it get to me. I've been, I haven't noticed it too much. I think the one thing I have noticed, which I don't mind this at all. You know, they think us females are very frail petal ladies and we can't do things, and they can do. I don't care. Do it. Yeah, I know. Lift the thing. No, exactly. Do it. I will play right into that, because why? Why do I need to get advantage? There? But I've had actually within projects, because when I need to do something, I'll just do it. I can't be bothered to. That's me. Know, That's me. I'll just lift stuff. I'll do it. I think I can't be bothered to wait for someone to do it. I'll just let me just do it myself. But then if there are the boys there, they like almost run from
point and be like, no, sis,
Well,
let me
nice,
do it.
though.
Or they'll be so shocked. They'll
that
see me
doing
picking it and they're like,
oh my god.
and I'm like, it's okay, it's all right. Yeah, I've had that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Shocked.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, and they'll be like, oh sis, you're so strong, you're so different. Like, they're just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's weird because the roles are so defined here.
Yeah.
Like, whereas in the UK, it's all about equality, the male and female, we go to work, we do this, we do that.
Yeah.
But here, it's the roles are very different. This is what the male is supposed to do, this is what a woman's supposed to do. And I'm not fitting into that box.
Yeah, me neither. I never have done. That's why my partner, he knows that. You can take that somewhere else. I'm sorry, but you're not going to see me bending over backwards, cleaning floors and serving everyone all the time.
Responsibility. We're both equally working, we're both equally, so we take turns to do it.
I'm so glad that's what he's like. He knows. Anyway, he knew what time it was when I met him. And I told him, because I said to him, I'm not one of them gal there, so boy.
Just get with it.
Yeah, if you want that kind of girl, then you need to go somewhere else, because that is not me. He's like, no. You know what I mean?
Like, I can't do anything about this. Like, I don't understand. And I think the way that I responded, he then felt a little bit embarrassed.
No, but he should, because that's how.
And I was like, so in terms of being your natural self, being able to have your natural hair, however you want to wear, however you choose to wear your hair, if you want to wear a wig or however you choose to do it, I chose to transition out of it because it was affecting my hair health and my scalp, and that's why I changed. And then I feel like that aspect of things here, I don't have an issue when I'm here. I can be myself. I can have my natural hair. No one's going to look at me any differently. I can wear what I want. No one's. If I choose to wear these clothes or I want to put on, I'm not going to be judged for it. Whereas in the UK, I find that sometimes you can't be your authentic self. So I feel with regards to that, yes, I feel yes, I can be my authentic self. With me, I think it just depends on who I'm around and who I'm comfortable with. Where I can relax completely. Because I think to some extent, I know that people say, oh yes, I'm being my authentic self. But I think if you're really honest, I don't think you're your authentic self with everyone.
100%.
I think there are some people that you can be relaxed and you can truly be yourself. Like, if you're fall asleep on the chair and you're drooling, you don't care. You're completely relaxed, and that is your authentic self. I don't think people understand when they say they're being their authentic self. I'm thinking about being totally comfortable to the point where I don't care how I look, how I'm coming across. I don't have to think about what I'm saying or if I'm going to hurt this person's feelings. That's being my authentic self. And I don't feel you can do that with everybody. I think there are certain people you can, and there's certain people that you have to maybe withhold how you would naturally be, or so I don't think you can be all the time. And I think even in business, I don't think you can always be your true authentic self all the time.
I feel like we wear different hats. I think it doesn't matter what environment you're in. I think you always need to wear, or not need to, you might have to in certain situations, and some other times you don't need to necessarily wear that hat in that situation, but sometimes you might need to. And then I also feel like certain people bring out different elements of you
100%.
more than some other people would bring out certain elements of you, because I get what you mean, because I'm very I don't know, I can be very comfortable around certain people.
Yeah.
And I'll be laughing loud, like, you know, that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Other times I'm not, so I'm very quiet. I'm quiet, I'm reserved.
Yeah, I'm the same.
You won't know anything about me. Like, I'm just observing.
That's how I operate. I think that's me. And I don't think I'm very sociable.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm very sociable.
Kind of like
I always had small circles of people that I would have like closer friends and stuff. Yeah. So I've always operated like that anyway. And I just kind of like vibe off of it just depends on your energy. You know, it depends on your energy. Some people may think, oh, she's quite serious when she's there. And when they start talking to me, they think, oh, actually, when you start talking to me, you realize I'm just like a normal person. Yeah. But I may come across as serious until you get to know me, because I don't just open up to people straight away. I kind of observe people for a while, and I'll see how they move, and then, you know, gradually over time, naturally, we start talking, and then that's how it works for me. But I feel like people, even though people don't want to admit, I feel you do wear masks depending on who you're dealing with. And there are people that you will relax and you'll be completely comfortable with. And then there are other times you need to operate differently with different people.
Protect it. I see it as protecting myself.
Yeah, 100%. You have to. And that's one of the things, definitely in business, because you come across so many people every day. You got to get to a point where you can't let everyone's energy affect you. Yeah. Because there are some energies you're like, oh my God.
I don't know how. Kudos to you guys that in them kind of service businesses. Because I mean, I'm in a service business, but mine is a bit more choosy. But obviously, as a restaurant, you can't choose who's going to come into your restaurant. So there are some energies you've come across and you're like, wow, my gosh, really? Like, not today, please.
And I am going to put this out there, and I may offend some people, but I just feel like a lot of people that are returning. And it could be because I've been here for 4 years now, but I feel like when people are new to the Gambia, I can feel the energy is just different. I feel the expectations are completely different. There's a complete lack of patience. I feel that the way that they speak to us sometimes not very nice. But I get it, because I feel like you're coming from an environment where you're expecting everything to be quick. You're expecting a certain type of service. You're expecting the expectations are completely different. So I understand it. And I think it's just about sometimes just not matching, always having to match the energy of that person. You know, if someone's coming at you with a certain type of energy, sometimes just keeping your energy on a level and just being nice to them. Sometimes just brings people down a little bit. You know, rather than having to match or meet people at where they are. Sometimes you just got to just be, you know what, just understanding. But also not letting people overstep the mark as well, having the boundaries and not letting people overstep that, but just correcting in a nicest possible way. But for the most part, we've got lovely customers.
Oh, that's good.
It's just one or two. It's just
one or two. That's
so
good.
Our customers are lovely. We have lovely customers.
That's good.
Lovely people.
Okay, so what was the next? Okay, what restrictions have you come across?
Let's see. In just business or just generally?
Just in general.
Generally speaking, let's see.
I'm trying to think what I have actually. Oh, I know.
I'm trying to think. Restrictions. What's restricted me?
Well, maybe if it wasn't like a long term, maybe it was just a temporary restriction or something like that.
I think it's in business, the only restriction I can think of would be like what I said about the sourcing. That's definitely something that restricts us. That's a major one in business, is the sourcing of the products, only because of what we do. That is unique. So that's a restriction for us, a challenge. On a personal level, I'm trying to think I think it's getting things done for us that we found quite restricting. Get the ease of getting things done here, I found. For the most part, I think there aren't that many restrictions. No, I haven't encountered that many restrictions here, if I'm honest with you. There's always a way to get around things here, which is what I like.
I like that too.
So even if there's like a challenge, it's like, okay, there's a challenge, but there's a way you can get around it. Yeah, there's a way you can navigate through and find your way through. So I found that even though you come across little hiccups, little restrictions now and then, there's always a way that you can get around it. And if you were maybe in the UK and you came across that, the amount of red tape you'd have to go through,
they'll be like, no, you can't do it.
You can't. It's just you can't. There's just a lot of, you know, stumbling blocks constantly. Whereas here, you come across something, a challenge or a restriction, but then you can navigate your way through it.
It's like a temporary.
It's temporary. It's like it's not.
Something.
I'm trying to think of specific things. Maybe it'll come to me.
I think in terms of personally, I think it's maybe to do with, like, say, cars and mechanics.
Oh yes,
that one.
Yes. Well, I actually haven't driven since I've been driving for years, but since I've been here, I haven't driven. My husband's been driving, but that needs to change because I need to do my own thing. But I just don't know. I just don't know how people just get in the car, especially coming from the UK where you're used to driving on the left. And I've been driving for years. But I just come in here, the way everyone drives, and then you're switching on the other side of the car and you're on the other side of the road. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's too much.
I don't know.
Too much going on. But for me, I miss that. I miss being able to jump in my car like
and just go
do what I want. Even if it's
it.
just going for a drive and not doing anything. I used to love doing that.
No,
I used to love doing that. So that I need to get back to that again. But I just haven't done it since I've been here. I've driven probably once since I've been here for a short time. But I just got comfortable with being driven around. So,
passenger princess. I don't mind passenger when my partner's here. I'm like, I'm
just over that. But
you can drive.
When I get back to the UK, I'll drive again. But and I will do here at some point. But but mechanics, back to what you said. That I know that having a vehicle and getting things done is challenging.
That is
so challenging. That is a big thing here. Mechanics for me, and experiencing things like electrical failures in the home. The other day, my air fryer just blew up. Sitting down, air fryer was on. Just put some fries in there, and the thing just blew up. So we've had a lot of electrical issues.
Really?
We've had plumbing issues since we've been here. But then what we found is that even though you get people coming in looking at it, that sometimes the problem just doesn't get resolved. It's like constant. It's a constant, like coming back and just alleviating but not fixing. So
I think it's like a guessing game.
And
I'm sure that happens in the UK. I know it does. But maybe they have certain tools or things that can help them to find what the issue might be, or even just have more experience.
I think so.
I suppose, you have to actually study that. But even still, there's still some charlatans in the UK.
Definitely. But generally speaking, I haven't found any restrictions. Even being here on a long-term basis and getting like your IDs and your resident permit, it's not a problem. Whereas I know that in other countries,
it can be.
There's so many things you've got to do. Some people have to leave the country, come back. And you don't have all of that stuff here. You just need to be prepared. Be prepared. You know when you need to do your things every year. One of the things I find frustrating is that everything has to be done at the same time every year. I'm like, why do they do that?
That's annoying.
Why not just stagger it? If I do it in April, then I renew in April next year. If I do it in January, renew in January. I think it would make it a lot easier for the system as well. But everything just gets done at the same time every year. But we haven't really encountered any major issues like that. I mean, buying land, that was one thing. A lot of things with that. But that was just lack of knowledge and not taking certain steps that we should have taken. You have to take accountability. But there's a few little restrictions when it comes to land purchasing and things like that you need to be aware of. But nothing major. Nothing major.
I was thinking another one for me, just with work, is just my limitations. I was saying to you with design. I can only do design to a certain point. I can't. There's certain ideas and things I would love to do, but just cannot because it's not accessible. There's, or knowing the right people to actually be able to do it. And the thing is, but in Gambia, the one thing I love about Gambia, you're surprised all the time. So you think there isn't something, and then you find out there is, and you're like, what? Oh, did that come just the other day? It's like, no, it's been there forever. And you're like,
you just didn't see it.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes not until you need something is that's when you see it.
Yeah.
There's loads of times I'm trying to find something, I can't find it. And then all of a sudden, like you said, I go somewhere and I'm like, oh, it's there.
It's been there for ages.
So I've experienced that.
And I do love the adaptability. It's like there's nothing is an issue. It's like, oh, it's fine, don't worry, we can just do this.
Like I do like that.
What was I thinking? Something as simple as I don't know, mopping the floor, or, you know, like if there wasn't a mop in the UK, like for instance, if I was working somewhere to be a nanny, be like, oh, the mop wasn't there, I couldn't find the mop, so that's it.
I can't do it.
That's it. It's not gonna get done. But in Gambia, it's like, so like they just find a way. They'll get a towel and they will shuffle along the floor.
I do admire that.
Yeah,
like the work. You know, I know people talk about work ethic.
Yeah,
but I feel like there are people that do work hard here.
Oh gosh, yeah, there are.
They do work hard and they find ways around things, and they work through challenging, difficult. They navigate through difficulties, and they're still able to do what they need to do. Whereas, like you said, for us, it would be like, oh, I can't do it.
Yeah, it's done.
I can't function.
Yeah, can't do it. Don't have the tools, so it's not going to happen.
But they do, and I think kudos. You need to give them credit for that.
I love that. That's one of that. I love that. I genuinely love that.
Even when I see them working like on a building site, for example, like in the UK, they've got all this stuff, cranes to lift them up. All this stuff. They don't have that machinery here, and they still get on with it. They do everything manually. And I look at them, I think, how do they do this?
You know what I mean?
Like,
Manual
labor, hard manual labor. People in the UK will be like, no, I'm not doing it. If you give me the right tools, I'm not doing it. But they still do it.
I love that. I must admit, I love that about you. I love that about you guys. Okay, now it's just going to get into, is Gambia your forever home? But I suppose we kind of went into that anyway.
I don't know is the answer to that one, because we're very open to exploring other places, which we will be doing. You know, so I can't say right now if it will be. Right now it is. I'm here. But in the future, I don't know. Because there's so many places out there. Like,
I think that's just a realistic answer, really, because you don't know. We don't even know what's going to happen in the next 2 hours, much less, you know, in the future. So I think. And
there's so many other places I want to travel to as well. And maybe when I go there, I might feel, this could be where I want to be long term. So as for now, we're here, and obviously we're doing business here. We're trying to build a brand. You know, which possibly may go to other places, we don't know. But for now, we're here, and we're happy being here. But we do want to have a break and travel and see other places as well and get away, because we haven't traveled since we've been here. So we do need to do that.
I think that would be good. You never know what you'll see or who you meet or
exactly.
Have you developed a community here?
I don't feel I have, personally. On a personal level, I feel like I've struggled to connect with people. And that could be for a number of reasons. I feel like when I'm looking for friendships, I'm looking for specific things in people. I'm not looking for like just kind of like just I don't know, like what would you say, like acquaintances. I'm looking at people on a long term, you know, like how, you know, can we build a relationship going forward? I'm looking at long term, because friends that I had in the UK are long term friends. So I feel like I've always had that thing. Like I don't just make connections for no reason. I'm very selective, and I would expect the same from people here. And I think I came with the mindset of having like a community kind of thing. And for a period of time, it felt like it was kind of going that way. But then, just like any type of relationship you're trying to build over time, sometimes things don't work out, or you know, there's maybe things people don't like about you, or things that you may not necessarily take to. And things just happen. Sometimes people just naturally just go their own way. It's just natural. It happens. So I think personally, I have struggled. I feel like sometimes females do struggle here a little bit, making connections. I think my husband's a bit more sociable than I am.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm not sociable, because it's not like I'm an unfriendly person. I just feel like I'm looking for like quality in people. I'm looking for certain things that I'm looking for. And I think that's why I haven't made, yes, I have acquaintances and people, but I don't think I've got my tribe. Like, I don't think I've found that. But I think because I've been so occupied with work, I haven't had time to think about it. But when I wasn't working, I thought, oh gosh, like, how do you like come here? Like, even though I've got my partner, we don't want to do everything together. You know, you need time apart. I know people think, oh, you're married, you want to do your own thing. He has his connection, he wants to do his own thing, so do I. And I didn't live like that in the UK. I had my own friend network. So I kind of wanted to establish something like that here. But I've learned, not since being here, just generally life lessons, is that you don't rush things, you don't force things. You just let things happen naturally. And who you're supposed to meet, you will meet. And maybe it's not going to be in your timing. So I think from a business perspective, I've met a lot of lovely, great people. From a business perspective. But then you have your business and your personal, which is different. So I would say I have a lot of business, you know, people that I meet every day that, you know, say, yes, we have a level of friendship. You know, but then on a deeper level, personal level, I don't think I've made
that like
those,
kind of circle.
I don't know. I think that's a bit difficult here. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. It may not be because like that for everybody.
I feel like that was definitely me as well. And I realized for me personally, I was just getting in my own way. Because the same as what you're saying, I had my circle of friends that I was very used to from years. So, and I kind of came here with that same mindset. It's almost like I forgot. It's like, no, but you started to make friends. I forgot. Like, what do you do?
Because you don't need to.
And I've been kind of fortunate that people have almost forced me. So, and then I'm like, no, I like you. And I always say, I've said to my friends in the UK, because my main core group were mainly just black girls. And then I've come to the UK. I've come to Gambia, and the main girls I hang out with are white girls. And I'm like, how is that? That's so weird. Like, you would think you'll come to Africa and meet more black girls. But I just find as well that I don't know if I really have enough in common with certain Gambian girls to like hang around with them. So I just feel like we're coming from two different complete worlds. Not saying that there isn't. I'm sure there is. I just haven't met yet. But like say proper local Gambian girls.
I get that.
I don't know, like I'm friendly with a bunch of them and love so many people or genuinely do. But I just couldn't see me like sitting on phone messaging them or telling them about certain things. I just don't know if we would even get each other in that sense. Unless it could be where maybe they've traveled a bit or something. Then that is definitely possible.
I could see that, definitely. But I would agree with that too. But then even if you're looking at the diasporan community, even within that community, there's challenges. Because then you think, oh, diasporan community, you can find. But then I think, there's lovely people within the community. There are lovely people, but it's not just about being lovely. It's about feeling more, that something that you want to, you want to develop a friendship. It's not just about, oh, I like you're lovely. It's not just about being lovely.
It's a bit more.
It's a bit more than that. So I guess that's probably one of the challenges I found here for me as a female. And it could be my personality, and I own that. It could be maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just too picky, maybe I don't push myself enough to go and make contact with people so I have to take all the responsibility for that. So maybe I have to do that more, be more inviting and be more talkative to people. But then I have to be myself because I'm not really like that. So it's like I have to force myself to do something that's not me.
But I suppose I kind of look at it like, you know, like when we were children, we found it so easy to make friends. You just go, will you be my friend? you know, and go off and play with them, and then find out as you go along if you're still going to be friends or not, you know. So that's like thinking, okay, maybe I just need to,
God.
and especially being on YouTube, you know, people ask me a lot, oh, I'd like to meet you, can we meet you? And at first, I used to be like, yeah, but then I can't lie. As soon as it got close to that time, I'll just be getting anxious and thinking, I don't know if I really want to, and then I'll start getting in my head.
Speaking to you because you shouldn't feel that way.
Yeah,
you should feel comfortable.
Yeah, but then again, I have met 1 or 2 people via like social media.
That's good,
and they are actually my friends to this day. So, but then again, it's because they pushed me.
Yeah.
So I get that. Like I do get that. You know, because I'll be like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. Should we meet up tomorrow? And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay. And
I'm
then
like, it's weird because I'm like that as well. I'm like, okay.
And then I'll meet them and be like, okay, I enjoyed that. And then they'll speak again. And by that time, by the 3rd or 4th time, I'm okay. And
it's just something when you're not used to it. I think that's what it is for me. I'm thinking, how did I make friends? It's so weird.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know. But I think because like it's friendships that I've developed in my younger years and now we're still friends.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it was easy. Yeah. Whereas now as I've got older, I think I'm a lot more picky, a lot more selective. Yeah. I'm very much aware of people's energies and stuff like that. I think that's what it is. Whereas when I was younger, I was more open and inviting of people.
Because you're still finding out who you are, isn't it, when you're younger? Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. I think as you get older, I think it becomes more difficult to make connections.
Yeah, I feel that.
That's what it is. But you shouldn't let it stop you from making connections and still be open to talking to people, meeting people, like push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit, which is what I need to do. I think I'm just in my comfort zone. I'm happy just doing things by myself. Whereas I do enjoy people. It's not that I don't enjoy people's company. I do. And I like to have a laugh. I like to have fun. And I like all of that. But I just think once I find the right people, I will do.
Yeah, it's funny because I resonate with everything you said. Yeah. Literally. Okay, the last question is, what advice would you give to those moving here?
The first thing is one thing I've said before, which is make sure you visit. So if it's not Gambia and you're choosing to go somewhere else, then make sure you visit first. Not just once, but a couple of times.
And then, during raining season and dry season.
Every season. You need to make sure that you can handle the environment in both seasons. And not just for like 10 days. It needs to be like, let me come for a period of time. So the first time could be, I'm coming for a visit. I just want to see the place. Second time could be, okay, now I'm going to stay for 2 months. I don't know. It might not work for everybody because people work and stuff like that. But give yourself like an extended time being in the environment. Make sure you experience different areas within Gambia as well, not just I'm going to be in Senegal, I'm just going to stay in Senegal. Make sure you go to different places as well. Remove the rose-tinted spectacles of Africa in general, not just Gambia. What Africa is, because I think a lot of us as diasporans, we come back with this thing of returning back to the motherland, and we just want to embrace everyone. We want to have this, this big community. We want to do this, we want to do that. But I'm not saying it can't happen. But just be mindful that, sometimes it doesn't always work that way. And you have to just find other ways to do things, other ways to make connections and stuff like that. Have an open mind in terms of the people that you're going to meet, the environment you're going to be in. Sometimes you kind of got to remove a little bit of that Western mindset as well, about how standards should be and how things should be. Because the standard is the standard there, it's not the standard here. And there are a lot of things that we can learn. I feel that sometimes people come with this mindset of they want to show people how to do stuff. They want to teach people how to do stuff. But actually, there's a lot of things that I sit back and I look and I think we need to learn from that. Like we need to not forget, because there are things that we can exchange mutually, but disregard that mindset of, I'm going to show people how to do things. Because our way is not always the right way.
Exactly. I agree.
And there are things that we can adapt to. And we can learn from them. I love the whole family value thing in Gambia. I think that's great. The way that people embrace you, they'll share their laughs that they have. You don't get that in the UK. People don't share. But in the UK, you don't even talk to your next door neighbor. They don't even say hello to you. They don't say, you don't have that communication. Whereas people here will randomly want to share stuff with you. The last of what they have. People that don't have will share what they have. And I feel there's a lot that we can learn from that. There's a lot in terms of the pace that we're going at. That we need to learn from. That it's not the worst if it doesn't happen. You know. It can be another day. It can be next week. You know. So I think we need to learn, come with that mindset of that we can learn also. It's not just about coming and changing people. For real. It's about us learning from the Gambians that live here. Because what we do is not perfect. And what other things? I think having that open mind is the most important thing when you get here. And spending time in whatever country, whether it's here or somewhere else, spending time in the place, doing a lot of research, doing a lot of homework. If you're buying land or homes or whatever, make sure you make connections with good lawyers and that kind of thing, so you don't fall into some of the pitfalls that people have fallen into. And I think, I think those are the main things I would say. Main advice that I would give to people. Just keep an open mind, explore different places. If you feel the connection to here, then you feel the connection to here, just like I did. And it felt very comfortable when I came here. Like it was somewhere like I knew already. It was really weird. But if you feel that connection, you feel the connection. But you need to really have an open mind. I agree. Here. You have to have an open mind, and it's a beautiful place. There are challenges. There are a lot of challenges. But challenges are limitations that you set sometimes yourself. It's true. Because a challenge can always be overcome. So things that we see as challenges, there are always ways around those challenges. So you're going to get challenges anywhere you go. Even the greatest countries with the best infrastructure, there are challenges. It's just levels of challenges. You can always find your way around things here. And people are very, very helpful. Very helpful. I remember once myself and my husband were stuck we went to Sanyang and our vehicle got stuck. Oh gosh. And there was no one around, and out of nowhere, this guy just came out and we were like, where did you come? He saw us and we were there for like about 2 hours. This guy was helping us to get. And then this is a kind of mindset that people have here. They are very, very helpful people. Very, very helpful people. And you won't get that in a lot of places. So I'm really grateful for the good experiences that I've had. And the challenging ones just helped me to grow as a person. That's what I would say. True.
I agree. Everything you said, and we had the same experience with us, our car getting stuck. Same thing. No one was around all of a sudden.
People just come out to help you. People do. They will just come out and help. And you don't get that. There's things you could be, broken down in the UK. People just drive past you, go about their business. But that is, we'll just be like, can you move out the way, please? Because I've got somewhere to go. That's the mentality. Whereas here, it's like more compassion. People have compassion for you.
They'll stop and help.
They'll stop. So I like that. And I just think advice will be, definitely have an open mind, visit, and just come with the mindset that you also want to receive something, not just be giving or feel like you have to push your ideologies onto people. But there's also things that we can receive as well. I love that. Definitely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know if there's anything else you want to say.
Just if you're coming to Gambia and you are plant-based, and even if you're not plant-based, because we don't just appeal to people who are plant-based, but I know there are a lot of people that travel to Gambia that don't feel that there are things for them if they're vegetarian or they're vegan. I know a lot of restaurants do cater for vegetarian and vegan customers. There are options for you, but we have a wide variety of options for people that are plant-based. And even if you're not plant-based and you just want to eat healthy, you still want to have your fish or your meat or whatever, we don't judge you here. You can come and you can just come and, whenever you want to come and experience eating plant-based, you're welcome to come here. And as Aisha said, she said where we're located, former Dream Park, next to Pokoloko Junction. And we've got other restaurants here as well. So there's something for everyone. So we're here.
Come down to Vibrations when you get the chance. experience it.
Yeah.
Come and experience it. It's always nice to have different experiences in life. You never know. You
Definitely.
might, especially if you've never tried plant-based. Have a try.
Yeah.
Just have a try. You never know.
Because one of the misconceptions is plant-based. Oh, it's boring.
Yeah, or like there's no flavor.
Salad,
Yeah, no.
all they do is eat bland vegetable.
Yes,
and that is not true.
Flavoursome,
Not true. Because what I always say to customers, some people that are not sure, is that the basis of every meal is plant-based anyway.
Yeah.
So even when you're eating your fish or you're eating your chicken or you're eating which I used to do.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm familiar with it.
Yeah.
Your base to that is going to be your herbs and your spices, which is plant-based.
Yeah.
So if you want things to taste good, you have to put the herbs and the spices and the plants on your food anyway.
Yeah.
So with that being said, all it is about the flavor.
Yeah.
The flavor, the texture, and all that kind of thing. So you're still going to get good flavors. It's just give it a try.
Yeah.
So have an open mind.
Yeah. Open your mind.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It was well overdue, but I'm glad. But I wanted to wait.
Yes.
So I'm glad.
Thank you.
But thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
And guys, you're welcome. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will put the details of vibrations down in the description box below. Before I forget, I haven't said this in my last few videos, but do not forget to subscribe and like and share. And also, I love talking to you guys. Have you tried plant-based before? Are you up for it? Love to know. And anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Bye.